What's up, guys? Part-time Gamer Dad here, and today I'm going to give you my predictions for Crown Jewel 2024. Now, Crown Jewel has a bunch of interesting matchups. It's got 7 matches on the card instead of the usual 5, so we got a lot to talk about, and let's get into it. Kicking us off, let's talk about Seth freaking Rollins taking on Bronson Reed. Now, this is a matchup that originally was pinned to happen at Elimination Chamber in Australia earlier this year, and the matchup was going to be for the World Heavyweight Championship, and at that time, Bronson Reed was not able to take part in the match. So this is almost kind of an opportunity for him to finally get that opportunity on a big stage, on a PLE, against a Hall of Fame caliber main event superstar like Seth freaking Rollins. And what I'm really excited about is an opportunity for him to show out. Now, my concern is, with this match, do we actually see Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins have a proper match? They've been causing a lot of destruction in the ring, around the ringside area, in the backstage area. If this match happens properly, I feel like it could go one of two ways. Either Seth Rollins wins by disqualification, and that's due to Bronson Reed just continuing to attack him and try to incapacitate him in a number of ways, whether that's through the referee saying, hey, you need to stop, and Bronson Reed doesn't stop in whatever format that looks like, or whether he attacks him with weapons, or maybe Bronson Reed gets the win after they've been alluding to all of these plethora of injuries that Seth freaking Rollins has been just working through over the last couple years. I really feel like this will not be a one-off feud, and if anything, it could be really easily be a schmoz, and maybe we don't have a definitive winner. If I had to pick, I kind of lean towards that. But if you're going to choose, if you're going to make me choose one person or the other, I'm going to say Bronson Reed walks away with the victory. This is probably, man, I mean, this whole card's got a lot of matches I'm not super confident in, but this is one of my least confident. But I'm really rooting for Bronson Reed. I'm going to let the heart pick this one for once. But all that being said, I can see Seth Rollins winning just as easily. So the important thing is this feud is fire. The match will be fire as long as it actually happens. Next up, we have the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team matchup for the Women's Tag Team Championships. The defending champions of Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill defending against Damage Control of Kairi Sane, Io Sky, and the Ladies of Metaphor, Lash Legends, Jakara Jackson, and of course the final team, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. I think this is one that I feel fairly confident on, while it would be easy to say that, hey, look, this is going to be a similar situation where you have Bianca and Jade escape the match without having to take a pin, and they still lose the titles. I honestly think in my heart of hearts that they win. This is a showcase match, highlighting the strength of the women's division within WWE, saturating some of Raw, some of SmackDown, some of NXT, and showing the talent that they have on display in a number of ways. And so I think even though you have all of these ladies and all of these different unique teams in here, and it's a great showcase for a lot of them, Bianca and Jade still win. I would like to see them properly lose the titles in a straight up 2v2 match. And whether it's Bianca costs Jade or Jade costs Bianca, that lead to the eventual one-on-one match that I think we'll see as a showcase match at WrestleMania, whether that means one of them turns heel or it's just to see who is the EST of WWE. I think that's where we're heading. So for now, Bianca and Jade to retain. Next up, LA Knight, defending the title, the United States Championship against Carmelo Hayes and Andrade El Idolo. These two guys, in Andrade and Carmelo, have been putting on some of the best mid-card matches of the year. They had their best of 7 series, which kind of got thrown out due to LA Knight being the referee and not wanting either one of them to have a shot. And now we have a triple threat match. This is very reminiscent of a lot of feuds we've seen in the past. I probably would have preferred a definitive winner, but I really like where the story's going. I think a triple threat match is going to be great. We have seen LA Knight defend that title on one-on-ones against both these guys. So triple threat makes the most sense in the world. I would prefer to see Carmelo win. The reason being, not because of anything against LA Knight, but I mean, give him the title and let him run with it. He'll have a lot of bangers, and then put LA Knight in like the main event scene, let him become a main event player. But I do think we're going to see LA Knight retain. He just won the title a couple months ago for Logan Paul, who had a long run. The crowd has wanted LA Knight to have the U.S. Championship. In this matchup, Andrade El Idolo and Carmelo Hayes, they kind of cancel each other out. So who's the man standing afterwards? That would be LA Knight. So all that said, this match might steal the show in terms of just work rate and action. I mean, Andrade and Carmelo alone, like that, they put on great matches, throw in the megastar, and you can't go wrong. But all that being said, at the end of the night, it will be, LA Knight holding that United States Championship against his head once again. Next up, Randy Orton taking on his former tag team partner, Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, he turned on Cody Rhodes after the last PLE, and I think it was great. I think it's like really nice to see justified heel Kevin Owens. What I want to see from this is Kevin Owens eviscerate Randy Orton, and it should be a good match either way, but I think Randy Orton can have the opportunity to eat a loss and parlay this loss and hopefully get kind of a write off the TV temporarily at the hands of Kevin Owens, to then turn around, come back, and use that as fuel for a storyline and a feud with Cody Rhodes down the line, whether that's the Rumble, whether that's WrestleMania, even though it sounds like we're going to get the triple threat between Cody, Rock, and Roman. But at the end of the day, what I want to see is Kevin Owens walk away definitively defeating Randy Orton in whatever way he has to. But I would like to see him not cheat to win. I'd like to see his viciousness be what causes him to defeat the Viper that he teamed with so long, so he knows all of his tricks. Kevin Owens is kind of like the new Randy Orton, even though he's also up there in age, but he is this generation's Randy Orton. He's vindictive, he's aggressive, he's manipulative, he's maniacal, and I would love to, now that we have the opportunity for this Kevin Owens to be realized, I think it'd start here with Randy Orton, and then that propels Kevin Owens to be the next challenger for Cody Rhodes' WWE title down the road. We can reignite that feud under new pretenses and a new structure of Kevin Owens truly being a full-blown heel. So all that being said, Kevin Owens, I have him to walk away with the win. Before we get into the final three matches, make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Let me know down below in the comments your Crown Jewel 2024 predictions. And just so you know, the last match we have here, in case you haven't seen, it's going to be a special six-man tag team match. If you haven't heard the news, a little bit of spoiler warning, but I think at this point, pretty much everybody knows. Let's get into these three top build matches. So next up, let's talk about the match for the inaugural WWE Women's Crown Jewel Championship, a championship we will never see again after Crown Jewel and maybe the following week's WWE programming until next year's Crown Jewel a bit. Liv Morgan is the Women's World Champion. Nia Jax is the WWE Women's Champion. Man, this one's hard to call. You have two women who are supported by other women, with Tiffany Stratton in Nia Jax's corner, Raquel Rodriguez in the corner of Liv Morgan. Just announced Rhea Ripley is going to be out of action for a bit. So, I mean, what do? Do you have Liv Morgan lose as a result of somebody else interfering, kind of kickstarting a feud between them and Liv while Rhea's out? Do you have Tiffany Stratton screw over Nia Jax and maybe even cash in the Money in the Bank to go after Liv, or potentially even Nia Jax? I would think that Nia would be the easy pick here to win. And so that's what I'm going to go with. And I'll tell you why here in a minute when we talk about the next match, but it actually makes a lot of sense for SmackDown to have a winner and Raw to have a winner. So maybe I just spoiled my next prediction, but it kind of adds a little bit of majesty and stuff of that nature to the event being on both Raw and SmackDown with those championships and kind of showing them off. But also it kind of continues a storyline of Judgment Day is being trying to insert themselves into this match. You have Damian Priest, even though Rhea Ripley's out there, Damian Priest can get involved. Naomi could be involved. You could have a number of women involved, but I really think at the end of the day, Nia Jax is going to defeat Liv Morgan unless Tiffany Stratton is the one who walks away with the win at the end of all this, which is very, very possible. But I'm going to stick with Nia Jax defeating Liv Morgan. And then, of course, the matchup for the inaugural WWE Crown Jewel Championship on the men's side, I think I just gave it away, right? I have Gunther going over Cody Rhodes. And Cody doesn't lose very often, but like I was talking about earlier, Kevin Owens, I think, is going to destroy Randy Orton and then be the next challenger for Cody Rhodes' WWE Championship. And as a result of that, I do think that we got to give him something to do in this match and cost Cody the win. But also, you know, Gunther's been talking about Cody being a secondary champion. And so I think what we're potentially going to see is Gunther getting that win over Cody and then kind of hanging that over his head and say, I'm the top champ. And then have a beef because he doesn't get top billed for WrestleMania. If he loses it before then, you know, that might be a different story. But I think it kind of gives him some fuel to the fire of Gunther being this cocky, arrogant monster heel. The only concern I have is that what if Goldberg shows up and spears Gunther out of his boots, jackhammers him, and then Cody picks up the win that way. But I really, ever since this title was announced, I really felt like Gunther was probably going to win it due to shenanigans from Kevin Owens. So I'm going to give Gunther the victory here. But like I said at the beginning of this video, these matchups are so hard to call. I think the thing I like about Gunther winning is that Gunther and Nia Jax won King and the Queen of the Ring. They win here, and now you have representation of the Crown Jewel Championship from the men's side on Raw. You have the women's championship on the side of SmackDown. And something cool they could do is Goldberg doesn't show up to Crown Jewel, but, you know, Triple H gives the Crown Jewel Championship, or maybe even Ludwig Kaiser has a celebration for Gunther on Raw. Goldberg could come out then, and then we have Goldberg versus Gunther at Survivor Series, which I wouldn't hate if you're going to use Goldberg in the context of Gunther's storyline and his World Championship reign. That's a good place to do it and get it out of the way, unless they do it at Royal Rumble, which is also fine, but it could be a good way to keep that story going and make it feel organic. So all that being said, at the end of the day, I see Gunther walking away with the win and this meaningless title. Last up, the main event, what I anticipate will be the main event, is going to be a 6-man tag team match. Bloodline 2.0. Could be a combination of Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Tangaloa, and Jacob Fatu. But they are taking on the OG bloodline of Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, and his brother Jey Uso as they reunite for the first time in a year and a half to take on this, you know, Wish.com. I've seen Temu version of the bloodline, and guys, this is hard because I think we've all anticipated that this match in some form would happen at Survivor Series War Games. I still think it will, but then like how do you have this work out, right? Because Roman and the Usos coming together, you would think that they would win, and I would like to see them win, but there's also this ongoing storyline about Sammy's not part of the family, right? So how would he ever understand? And it's a numbers game. So you have Bloodline 2.0 defeating the OG Bloodline in this match, I think sets up a recruitment of Sami Zayn, who then joins them because he is family. And I think that's where Roman comes in and says, no. He's not just an honorary Us. He is blood. He is family, right? Like, could be kind of a cool moment, even though obviously he's not blood, but you understand the reference. And I think as a result, we have OG Bloodline lose to Bloodline 2.0. I'd like to see like Jacob Fatu pick up the win, potentially over like Jey Uso. That'd be great. With Jey Uso just having lost the IC title. You could have it be a numbers game of 4-on-3. You could have The Rock show up. I would love that. I'm a Rock mark. But whatever happens, as much as I love seeing Reigns and the Usos team back up, I don't think they get the win here. I think they get it at War Games. And give it to Sammy this year as a kind of a redemptive piece. Or let Roman beat Solo or whatever. But I think this matchup needs to go to Bloodline 2.0. Make them seem like a credible threat. Because if Roman and the Usos win here, then it doesn't make any sense for there to be War Games. Like, it just doesn't make sense at all. Especially because Roman and Cody won a month ago. So like, what does it do for anybody in terms of the storyline building if Roman and the Usos win here? So all that being said, I feel super confident the more I talk about it that Bloodline 2.0, Timu, Wish, whatever version of Bloodline is going to walk out with the win. Guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Like I said, make sure you like this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And make sure you comment down below your picks for Crown Jewel 2024. And I will see you very soon.